I'm joining in. So we're gonna do a part 2 with John and Eddie, and we're gonna ask some of the harder questions and go a little bit more in depth of what happened. So that way the people that are nosy and love the drama can hear all about it.
And all the trolls.
And all the trolls.
Yeah.
So
I love trolls.
Yeah, this video is for you trolls. So, all right, let's go right into it. So, I think we really want to know why. Why was the show postponed? What happened? Why didn't you get an email out to people sooner? That was the question. Why didn't the email go out sooner?
Well, we couldn't postpone the show all week. It was a chance to rain all week. It didn't rain all week. It rained Friday. And then we were out there Saturday morning, and we really wanted to do the show. We wanted to present the show. We didn't want to postpone. That wasn't our frame of mind. We knew it was a possibility. About 10 o'clock, we decided we had to postpone the show, about 10:30 in the morning.
So why did the emails go so late to the participants of the show? Because a lot of the people on Instagram were getting word that the vendors were getting word prior to the participants. So what happened there? Why did that happen so late for the participants?
That's a fair question. When we're on site, we're expecting a lot of people to come and help us on Saturday. So in the order, we had to contact our Saturday providers, PA, bathrooms, golf carts, tents, chairs, and then Ford Motor Company. And then after that, I believe we contacted our celebrities to wave them off. And then our vendors. There's an email list in my Gmail to where I could do a reply all to get a hold of all my vendors and sponsors and say, don't come. A great amount of them are coming on Sunday. Ford was going to set up a whole concert rigging type setup, and they have to be waved off first because we expect them Saturday morning to Saturday afternoon. And then we had to contact several departments of the city, and then I had to have the park locked down, turn over the show to Eddie, and then have to run across town to the Long Beach airport where my warehouse is, where the club headquarters is, and the participant data resides on my desktop computer. So it was a mad rush to get over there. I got there somewhere around 12:30, and then we had to come up with something for the participants to coming from out of town. So we decided to do the meet and greet. So we had to negotiate with the food provider to come out on Saturday and not Sunday. He agreed. We had to call back the tent and table guy, make sure he could come and set up in case it rained. And then I had to build an email. And the emails that you get, the participants get, they're not easy to put together. And in between, I'm getting phone calls, texts, DMs, PMs, pictures of Instagram on my Facebook post. Is the show postponed? Why am I hearing about this from the vendor? And I had to finally just put the phone down and finish this email, come up with an event for the participants coming out of town. We did a meet and greet and a cruise around the park and a photo op with the Queen Mary, something we've never done before. And we wanted to put all that information in one email to the participants. Took a couple hours to build that email. I also put in some frequently asked questions and answers that I'd been getting over the past couple hours. And then about 3:32, I hit send and it went out to the world. And then I ran back to the park and there was almost 100 people there by 4:50.
So actually, speaking about the email, I think another question that I definitely know a lot of people were asking was they felt like they wanted an apology and they wanted to know why you felt so defensive about the situation.
Well, it was a really tough day, and I was getting upset people. I guess it got out on Instagram, unbeknownst to me. I didn't figure that out until maybe between 11 and noon, but people were asking why it's postponed. Why are the vendors being told first? Don't you care about the participants? And this was a small segment of people. I'm not a proud person. I'll apologize for anything I did wrong, but I at the time I didn't know anything that I did wrong. But we did our best to try to present the show. We did our best to contact people in a timely manner. And to anybody who thinks that we didn't do that or I didn't pull that off, I sincerely apologize if anybody thinks different, because we were working every minute to try to, when we realized we couldn't have the show. A lot goes into postponing a show, more than I could ever imagine. There's no instruction manual. Maybe I'll write one after this. But again, I want to sincerely apologize to anybody that thinks that they were wronged in some way, because that just wasn't our intention.
So your main concern, right when you felt like you were going to postpone the show, was to take care of the out-of-towners, the people that were coming in, right?
Yeah, that
at
was.
least have something for them to say, you know what, I came for the show, we didn't have the show, but at least we had a nice meet and greet, and like you said, did something that has never been done before, which was the photo shoot that you guys had, right? And
Yeah.
dinner.
Yeah, well, we always do the meet and greet before, and that would have been postponed with the show. But we spent money not only on the meet and greet, and Eddie was on site, and he helped come up with the.
And the whole purpose of the meet and greet is to give the out-of-towners something to do the night before the show. So inherently, we already had a large part of the out-of-towners coming to the meet and greet, and we just wanted to continue to at least be able to do something for them. I mean, versus absolutely nothing.
I feel terrible about people who drove. Every time somebody registers, I get a little email. Every time somebody registers, I see they're from out of town. I think I got to work just a little bit harder to entertain this person driving from 9 different states this time, as far as Georgia. So I have that in the back of my head, and when I got to postpone this, I feel terrible. Most of them are already in town, and we have to do something for them. So we came up with we did the meet and greet, and we did the cruise around the park, and we gave them almost. We didn't give them a car show, obviously. We gave them almost everything that comes with a car show. You had the meet and greet, you got to drive around the park, you had the photo ops. We even had a raffle, and we had fellowship, and people come together. We just didn't have trophies.
Let me give you a hard question. So
Please.
why can they not get a refund?
Because the money's already been spent. We've spent well over $20,000 already, and our show costs more than the part. If you take all the participant money that we take in, each $60, we spend more than that in the show. Probably close to $30,000. We spent money on shirts. We spent money on awards. We spent money on supplies. We have deposits and permits. Fortunately, some of those can slide to the next event, but the money's still spent. We don't have the money to refund people. Now, is that their problem? Some people pointed out that's not their problem, but we're really all on this together. And the way I try to paint it is we're just having to wait a little bit longer until the award ceremony.
Well, plus I'd like to remind people, at the end of the day, we're the Beach Cities Mustang Club. We're a group of Mustang enthusiasts that put together a club that ultimately put together a show that's evolved into Ponies at the Pike, and we're all volunteers. We all have lives outside of the show, and as much as we put our heart and soul into it, that's all we have. We're really a not-for-profit club. There is no money to be made on this. We go into this show hoping to break even, and right now we're hoping to just slide.
We're hoping to break even.
Let me ask you another question. So we already covered the postponed show. We're doing that in March, St. Patty's Day, and then you have another show in September 2019. Will you guys do this in 2020? Are you guys thinking about that?
You're thinking
far
about
ahead?
stopping after this?
Because it has gotten bigger and bigger, obviously. Are you guys looking to 2020, and will it always be at Ponies at the Pike? Are you thinking of other venues? Just a question.
I gotta say, one of the things that we do, again, we're volunteers. One of the things that we do after every show, John has a circle up, which is basically the volunteers who are still around at the end of the show. I'm talking about, this is it, everything's gone, right? The dust is now settling. This is sort of like who's left, and we get together and we go around in a circle talking about the good and the bad,
Debrief.
how we could make the show better. But one of the questions that we do ask ourselves each and every year is, are we going to do this again? And I'd like to say we're going to keep definitely doing this as long as we can, but we need younger volunteers. We need other folks to get involved, and that's the only way anything keeps going. So yeah, hopefully other folks take this as a call to action. You know, sometimes they say is, you know, you want a better show, you want more of it, then get involved. And you know, and then again, get involved in our show. We'd love it. Find a show you want to get involved in and make a difference, because that's the only way it's going to get done.
That was good.
Yeah.
That
So I would just like to say
good.
something before we go is, for me, I appreciate you guys holding this show. It is one of the best shows of the year, and I think me and a lot of my enthusiast friends enjoy the show, and we can appreciate the hard work that you put into it. And having this video, it kind of shows everybody that it's not just a car show and there's just regular people behind the scenes. It's car enthusiasts like you guys and us that are doing it, and it does take a lot of your time. You guys all have jobs, families, and we understand that. So we just want to make it known to the viewers and other enthusiasts that it does take a lot of work. And unfortunately, this was a bad event, and you guys had to take, you know, a lot of questions, a lot of angry people, and so I just want to say I appreciate you guys, and hopefully you guys continue on doing the show. And I don't know, I think that's
yeah, at the end of the day, it's passion driven. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys said it. You guys are normal people with a passion for cars that keep a show going. It wouldn't be here if you guys didn't have the passion. That's definitely 100% true. So it's like, I hope people see that you guys are passionate, and you guys aren't gonna let something like this mishap, you know, stop you guys. And like you said, hopefully we get some more volunteers
That would be,
to help you guys out for the next show, and then, or I should say the next two coming up next year. And we keep this going, because it's in reality, like AJ said, it's really one of the best shows on the West Coast. It's at a special venue that you can't really get anywhere else in the world. So it's something that people look forward to. I can see why they're mad, because it is that big of a show, but at the same time, it's something uncontrollable that it wasn't, hey, you know what, I don't want to have it because of this. It's just something that had to happen on a certain day. And due to safety reasons more than anything, I believe it was canceled, because imagine a car sliding down from the grass into the water, or somebody, you know, having an accident like that. Think about, you know, the other side. How much more would they have blamed you for something like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
It was tough. I was really hoping it would pour on Sunday for the people that show up, and, well, what do you mean you canceled the show? Because I was hoping for rain once it was postponed, and it was a nice overcast day. But so we spent a lot of time explaining ground saturation. You cannot drive the cars. They're these little rental scooters in Long Beach. They're in a lot of cities, Birds and these different things. And you could see tracks from people driving around on Friday and Saturday, damaging the grass, just on a little 30-pound scooter versus you know, a 3,000-pound car.
Right.
And thank you for the kind words. I had seen the engine bays as people put them down as their clubs. And then after the show, somebody said, have you seen this link? And it was your thing, and you probably show the picture here. We need to talk about Ponies at the Pike. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this gonna be? It's 23 minutes. And I watched it, I'm like, okay, all right. And you guys were more informed, especially Marley, about what goes on behind the scenes. You were critical, and you were honest, but you were fair and you were civil. And some of the upset people from the show haven't acted that way. And I don't see what's going on Instagram. I know on Facebook it's mostly positive, and the response we're getting is mostly positive. There's some upset people out there, and I hate that, because I don't want anybody to be upset from anything that we do.
And you guys doing this, coming on the show and answering our questions, giving a new date and all that stuff, that shows that you guys care. So, and that's a big deal, just by you even being here.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously everybody has lives, jobs, families, dinner time, all that, and you guys are here on a Monday night doing this, so we appreciate that. We appreciate you guys coming on the show and being our first guest.
Yeah.
So that's It's It's
I don't-
monumental.
I have one more question, and this is the most important one. Is there going to be a Camaros at the Pike?
Camaros at the Pike. I mean,
You don't have to answer that question. You can just stop the video right there.
Just plead the fifth, and that's it.
Good.
have at it.
It might be something to do though.
We'll volunteer at
You
your
never
show.
know. You never know, because the Camaros, they don't really got anything like Ponies.
That's true. We
You know?
got a Camaro cone, and that's all the way out to
Yeah.
Temecula, and it's hot, and I love the guy that puts it on, but if we could have it in Long Beach,
Yeah.
I'd be okay.